All right, everyone, welcome to your Watch Me First for week 11. As always, this Watch Me First will be posted right on the top. This is the week where we are actually doing the major part of our course. We are doing the draft of the literature review. And so let's look at the documents that are uploaded. So the first one is the Avoid Common and Academic Writing Errors. This is the same document that was uploaded during the introduction one. Here is your literature review format, which we'll go in a second. Here is the rubric for the draft. And here is the rubric for the final literature review. So the rubric for the draft is a part of the final literature review, but I wanted to put both of them over there so that you can actually see what is the expectations for the final one and how the draft is building on the final one. I also put 3 examples of literature reviews for you so that you can look at it. And then here is your Dropbox for the draft of the literature review. So let's look at the format. So I'm going to click the form. So here is when it opens up, and as you can see, it has a running head, your title, name, department, comma, university, course name, instructor name, date. If you have APA 7th edition, it actually has sample cover pages that you can just use those. Even Purdue OWL gives you a sample paper and you have a cover page that you can do that. So you will have your title. Your title is not the same as your research question. The title is the title of your paper. It can be part of your research question, some of the words from your research question, but it is not your research question. So you're going to put the title here, then you're going to put introduction. And in this section, you're going to put your introduction. So you already have feedback on your introduction, revise it, and then you will put your introduction here in this section. The next one, your level 1 heading would be review of literature. Your introduction is your level 1 heading. Remember, level 1 headings are centered, bolded, and it's going to be in Times New Roman format. Okay, 12-point font. And then you have your review of the literature. When you start your review of the literature, you are going to put your component 1, which is your heading, subheading, heading 1, and you're going to write about it. Heading 2, write about it. And then in the end, you're going to have a summary that will be a wrap up of your whole literature review. And you are going to combine, you're going to restate the purpose of your literature review. Restate the purpose of your research in the summary all over again. Your literature review is not a bulleted list. It's a paragraph format. And as you can see, I've just given you these so that you know what are the things that you need to include in it. Some of the important things to remember. No first person. Everything is written in third person. And third person, it would also be great if you can write either in future tense or past tense. So be careful about those tense. There are only 2 direct quotes throughout the paper. Everything else is going to paraphrased. In a one full paper, so to give you an understanding of what is meant by synthesis versus summary. If you have a paragraph in which you're only talking about one article, the results of one article and things like that, that's called a summary of the articles. It's not called synthesis. A synthesis is when you have a key idea and all the articles or all the authors that have said that is what you put there. So giving you something tangible is if in a full page, you should have at least a minimum of 3 citations. And that also doesn't mean that you have 3 separate paragraphs and then 3 citations there. If you have one paragraph with only one author, then that is a summary. It is not synthesizing information. One very common mistake that is made is the fact that you give research, you personalize the research. Like in like you use sentences a study determines. Well, the study is not a living thing, or the research shows that. Research is not the living thing. Researchers are living thing, or the results from the study show that. You have to be very careful not to have anthropomorphism as you are writing the paper. Okay, so these are some important points to remember. This is in a Word document. You can download it and change the font to 12.0, 12 Times New Roman, and then you can work on your literature review, combining the different things. And your literature review is due March 28th by 11:30 p.m. in the Dropbox. Here is the Dropbox. Here are the various examples you can use. And here is the rubric that is going to be used to grade the draft of the literature review. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Best of luck, and I look forward to reading your drafts.